two new pages we have to start, we have to create, that will be master pages. So when we create any project, what to which data we will call it as a master data? What will be master data? Whenever we are working on a project, we have some master data. So what type of data we will call it as a master data? Guys, what type of data we will call as a master data?
Who has logged in?
No, master data.
There we see all the detail.
No,
Schema.
no, master data. See, in our application, we are using get all role and designation. This is master data. Okay, now can someone tell me like why role and the designation will be master type of data?
Because there is no page to add the role and designation.
No, no,
Based on the admin, if it is the admin, some pages
right?
would be accessible for
So
him. And
this is kind of a data which we use in some another pages. Okay, means role we are going to access it in the employee page. Designation also we are using in the employee. It doesn't have any purpose, but this data we are going to use in some another pages in a drop down or somewhere else. Got it? Let's say if we talk about e-commerce application. So inside e-commerce application, category will be master. City will be master. State will be master. Got it? Like kind of a data which we use to be displayed in another pages. Let's say if it is a school application, or let's say medical application, some medical software is there. Let's say disease type, diseases type. Okay. Then treatment types. Is it hospitalized or just by giving medicine it can be treated? Means master kind of data. It's like master kind of data we normally use to display into the drop down only. Okay. Let's say again, if we talk about school application. So inside school app, we can have a city data master. Let's say again, what can we have in city? Like, is it a primary or secondary? Like, so what we will call it as? To categorize, either it is a primary school or secondary school or higher secondary school, something like that. Let's say education type something. Then what else we can have? State, then gender. I know like in gender we have got male and female, but in some application we create master also for that. Then let's say we are going to get the payment also from students. So payment type. Now in payment type, we can have cash, check, online, online banking. Then we have Paytm, Google Pay, whatever the various payment types are there. Now you understood what are the master kind of data? Got the idea what kind of data we will call it as a master data? Guys, understood or no? See, this type of data,
What is the difference between the master data and normal data, sir?
So employee is something a bigger page, right? We create employee, update employee. It's like every day we are going to use these pages. But let's say in our application, roles and designation, it will be created only once. We are not going to update roles and designation daily, or even monthly also we are not going to do that. It's a one time thing. Correct? If we talk about e-commerce application, in e-commerce application, categories are going to be static only, na? It's not going to change daily.
Yes.
Got it? City is also not going to change daily.
Got it. बिल्कुल.
Right? Education type. It's
सही
not
है.
going to
Okay,
change daily.
whatever the.
So this type of data we
Yes.
normally use in another pages in a drop down or somewhere else. So that, let's say if we talk about category, if we don't have a separate, if we don't get that category data from drop down, means from API. So if we have just a normal text box, so if it is a mobile category, so someone will type mobile, someone will type small mobile, someone will say mobile category. So if we don't restrict user to select the data we want, they can provide any type of data, correct? But if we restrict user that it's not a text box, you will have a drop down, and from drop down only you have to select it. Got it? So just like in our application also, when we creating employee, if we don't have a role drop down, so any user can provide anything. Our application will work fine that like that then, because we are going to write the code based on the role and the designation. So if we don't restrict user to provide certain data, our application won't work proper. Clear? So in our application, we have two master data, that is role and the designation. Okay. So by default, I have provided from the database, I have entered some data and I have just created get API only. Now I will be providing post and the put and the delete API also. But this API we are going to create with bulk upload. So before starting, everyone is clear about master kind of data? No one has doubt, right?
Yes.
Okay. So we are going to create two pages, role, and for designation. So we will be able to currently, like if we check the API, these are the roles we have. Let's say after some days, some new role is there, right? Let's say tester or something else, right? So again, I have to go to the database and I need to add it. But every time just to add one thing, opening the database is not a good thing. So we should have a way to add a role also. Same like that, if we, let's say after some days, we thought some new designation. So we should have a way to add it, right? So that's why we have to do the CRUD operation of this master also. But we are not going to do the normal CRUD operation. Just like in every page, we are going to create a form and we will have the table and everything. So bulk upload. What do we mean by bulk upload? What do we mean by bulk upload?
The
Anyone?
bulk of the data where we upload.
Hmm.
A large type of data.
See, now in our application, did we run our application? Yes. Let me open it. 4209. Yeah, password. What is the username and password?
1, 2, 3.
My name only, na?
Yes, yes.
Password?
1, 2, 3,
Five.
4, 5.
No. Yesterday it was also getting fed. Don't
So it's not just
refresh.
it's HMail, not Gmail, HMail. Chetan HMail, H, yeah.
If password is wrong, why you are resetting it? Again, I have to type, na? So if it is wrong password, don't reset it. User will change, but let it be. Okay. And
Okay.
remove this login success. We don't need this.
Okay, okay.
Okay. Now, if we, let's say project. So what we do over here, we will create one project at a time, right? If we go to meeting, we will create one meeting at a time. If we say client, we are going to create one meeting at a time. Okay. But if we see this role, it's a very small object, right? What we have, just role ID as a primary key. So we are not going to show that. It's a simple field. So let's say at a one time, I need to create three roles. Okay. And once I click on the save, all the three roles will be created. So that is, instead of doing one thing at a time, creating one role, then save, adding another role and then save, I will create whatever the roles I have, and in one save, all whatever the roles I have created, that will be saved at a one time. So that is bulk upload, saving the multiple records in a one API. Understood what is bulk upload now?
Yes.
Repeat again, sir. I
Array?
did not get clear.
See, this is one form. Let's say if you have to create a client. So what you will do, you will fill all the information, then click on save. Again, if you have to create new client, again, you will fill the information, then click on save. This is one time we are going to create. This is clear?
Yes.
Okay. But what if I will provide all the client information And in a one save, I will be able to save multiple client. So that is bulk upload. In one API call, I will be able to send multiple client data. Understood? So that is bulk
Yeah.
upload. Means at a time you will be saving multiple data. Now is it clear?
But
Yes.
the client data is not a master data.
I am taking an example, man. I was talking about
Okay.
this only, but you didn't understand. Then I take that. So role is a
Okay.
small only, na? We will have just a one text box. So dynamically
Ah,
we will create add button. We will create multiple role text boxes, and we will have a single button. And once, let's say I created 3 role text box dynamically, and on click of save, I will be creating at a one time. I will create 3 roles. Instead of creating one by one role, I will in a one form only. I will create 3 roles at a time. So that is bulk upload. Understood?
okay. Okay.
Sir, and that time, like normally when we click on submit, we'll call the API, right? But if we
Right.
are adding 3 rows,
Hmm.
we
We will send array
no,
of object. Normally, what do we do? We send this single object only, right? But now what we will do? We will pass array of roles like this. Array of data we need to send to the post API. And here role ID will be 0 and different roles. Understood? So in
okay,
bulk
then
upload, as I said,
individually we, sorry.
yeah, go ahead.
So individually we'll push into one array once,
Then that
like
array
role
we
ID
will pass it to the
push.
API.
Okay, okay, sir.
Okay. So everyone is clear about bulk upload, what I'm talking about bulk upload. So at a one time, we will be able to insert multiple data. Okay. Clear everyone? Shall I move forward?
Yes.
Okay. So now we are going to do 2 bulk operation over here. Now to do the bulk operation, either we can have a form, and inside that form, we will have a text box. And up beside that text box, we will have add button. On click of add, we will create dynamic text box one more. Okay. And again, we will have a text box over here. If I click add again we will get a text box. Like that, our scenario will be there. So we will add multiple text box. We will provide the role, and we will have a single save button. On click of save, we will integrate our post API, but we will send array of object to our post API. This is one way. Another way to do is inline editing. This is mostly used in normal project. So what we will do, we will get the data, right? So let's say we have designation. So we have 3 records. So we will show this data inside the table. Okay. We will do the get API. We will get data from get API. That data we will bind to table. Okay. But in table, instead of showing it into the TD, we will use text box. Inside table, we have text box instead of TD. Okay. And in in text box, we will render our data. And at the table, above the table, we will have add button. Now on click of add, we will add empty row to our array. So if we add empty row to the array, by default in the table also one row will be appearing with empty text box. So, and at the bottom of the table, or at the bottom of the table or at the top, we will have save button. On click of save, we need to send whole table data, means whole array, we need to send it to the API. Those are the new records which we added route. Their primary key will be 0 and the existing record will have the primary key. So these are the 2 different approaches we can use for bulk upload. Okay. So for inline editing, I have tons of videos. You can refer anything to get the basic idea how what is inline editing. It's just a small thing, how we how we create the text box into the table and how it render the data. Very small thing. So you can just refer that. And for this, I need everyone to think of some logic, how we are going to do this. Okay. So just for before joining tomorrow's session, I will create the API now and I will host it also. But tomorrow, everyone should be ready with both of these approaches. We can do it. Just use the practice project and do there. Don't use this project. Okay. So everyone has to do the analysis on this, how we can do this scenario and this same thing inline editing, same thing bulk upload with inline editing. These two things analysis you have to do. So basic idea I have explained, like how we can do the bulk upload. There are two ways to do it that I have explained it also. Okay. Again, there are many ways, but these are the two mostly famous scenarios which we normally use in the industrial project. Clear everyone? So just have a basic, just do the analysis, how we can do that. Okay. For
Sir,
inline edit.
yeah.
Yeah.
Sir, in the designation inline editing that you have mentioned, can you explain this part once again, sir?
Raja, just watch
The
inline editing video first.
uh,
It is very easy.
Okay.
Okay. You will get the idea.
Okay,
This you understood?
the upper part is okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I
This was
understood
more
that part.
complex. This is very easy. Okay.
Okay.
Inline editing is very easy. See, inline editing in table. I will just show you the image, then you will understand. See this table. See in this table, we got the text box. Getting it? So instead of
Yeah.
just this one text box, all will be text box. We won't use the TD.
Okay.
Everywhere we will just use the text box only. This is inline editing. So
Okay.
means we won't have the form. We will have
So
just
there
the
must
table.
be a drop down, right?
No, this is the URL image, na?
Yeah.
We will just have a single
No.
text box. Okay. For entering designation or for entering role. Okay. And on click of this create, we will add empty row again over here with empty text box. Means on click of create, we just need to add an object to our array. So once we add an object to the array, it will render over here. Whatever the array you are using it over here, you just on click of create, you just need to add empty object over there with empty role or empty designation. So you will get one more row with empty text box. Okay. And at the top, you will have save or the submit, save or the save button only. Okay.
Okay.
Fine. So just do the analysis on these two approaches. I will write the API in some time and I will host it also. So all the APIs till now you have seen except one object as a parameter. See, all APIs are having one object, but now the APIs which I will be providing will need array of object. Instead of this is single object, but the API I will be creating will need array of object. Okay. Fine. Clear everyone?
Sir, yeah, it is okay. But the thing is, how you were have been created these free APIs and the backend, like how long it took time.
Means
And it's like a generic question. So the APIs that you have developed.
bulk upload API is already there. I will just copy paste and I will change the model. Within 5 minutes, I will do that.
Okay.
Because see, there are multiple projects I have already created. In many projects, I have already done the bulk upload. I will copy that code and I will change the model to role and the designation. That's it. Nothing major changes are there. Once you do the one API, remaining projects are the same. Just your model gets changed. Some APIs will be there where we need to write the logic. Apart from basic APIs, code will be same only. We don't have to do much effort also. Whenever you have to do, let's say on click of save, you are going to change some data from another table, right? You are going to change,
Yes.
add one more entry into some other table. Means in one API you are going to do changes in multiple table. There you need to write some logic. But if it's a normal CRUD operation, na, it is very easy. Let me show you one controller also. So this is our API. Whatever the API you are using now, this is the controller. Okay. So see client API. Where it is? See, this is the code for insert. I'm checking if client ID is 0. These two lines are there which insert the data. Here I'm using client. Okay. For update, this is the same line. Okay. I'm just copy pasting this and I will put it over here. So this is for client. Okay. Now I will show you the project one. This project API. See, same piece of code is there. This was for client and this is for project. What is the difference? In client API, it was client ID. Here it was client project ID. Here I was using ERM client. Here I'm using ERM client project. Update code is the same also. No change. Whatever the API, update code will be same. Every API, this is the same code. So if I thought of any new project now, I will take just 10 minutes to create all the project API. Understood?
Yeah.
So this is in .NET Core.
Okay.
Yeah, .NET Core. Okay, so API is also not that much tricky once you have the basic understanding. Within 15 or 20 days now, if you invest proper time now, you can understand .NET also. Because you know one technology, so learning another technology, it's not a big thing. In Angular, we have model,
Okay.
class and interface. Just like that here, we have to
Hmm.
create model. See, in model folder, we create the model. Where it is our model?
Uh-huh.
Let's see. Let's go to this where it is kept. See, these are the model. In Angular, how do we create the property in our class or interface? Property name, then data type. But here we have to provide a data type first, then your property name. String, project name, date, like this. Int, there we have number, here we have int. There we have boolean, here also we have the same boolean. Got it? So this is same thing how we create model over there, means class and interface, class.
Yeah, interface
Same
in the
class we create over
yes.
here. See, class or model name. There we write export. Here we have to write
Hmm.
public. Then class and interface. Okay. It's very easy.
Sir, we are sending API data, like the data we are capturing into the API, right? So how we'll capture that here, sir? From the back front end, what data we are sending, that would come in the API,
Here,
right?
whatever the
So
data you
The
send in
object.
post API, here we get that in a parameter, OBJ. And that
Create the
we
getter
send
setup
it to save
based
the
on
database. That's it. When you make the post API call, with URL, you send the data. That data I get it over here.